once in a while. I know you think you have been chosen, but I'm the one who is on trial. 'Cause girl, I don't even know you, but I'll be the one to get you back to my place, 'cause that's the way it goes. I just really want you, you just really want me. Let's get back to basics, 'cause you my fucking girl. I don't even know you, but I'll be the one to get you back to my place, 'cause that's the way it goes. I just really want you, you just really want me. Let's get back to basics, 'cause you my fucking girl. 'Cause you my fucking girl.
Alright, so I think it all started maybe back in 2012, 2013. I was like, I used to go to a lot of music festivals, and I was leaving Ultra Music Festival, and I was like, you know what, like, I actually want to see what it's like to DJ. And from there, my homie, he put me on the, like, you know, the Tracker controllers, blah, 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 blah. And I got up on that, and after that, yeah, like, I just kind of kept on going. I moved to Australia a little bit after that, and I was like, oh, I got a DJ, so it just made it work. It's kind of hard to say, because, like, there's not, like, a soul person. I mean, I'm from Georgia, and so, you know, I grew up listening to rap music, Young Jeezy, you know, Lil Wayne, T.I., stuff like that, and so, even though that's not house music, I still feel like I need to put that kind of like influences in my tracks, and that's why I like decided to reinvent hip house, because it's the closest thing you can get to like dance music and like, you know, hip hop tracks at the same time. So yeah, I think that's just where that went. Part of the production process that I feel is most challenging is for surely, I came across this the other day because I was working on this new joint I was twerking with, and it's like when I hear, like, when I've got my own vocals in the track, you know, like, besides being creative and making the track, it's like when I have my own vocals in the track, I can't exactly hear myself because I know what I'm supposed to say at that point. And so it's like it's there, like the vocals are there, whether it's actually present audibly wise or not. And so I feel like working with my own vocals and working with my own like voice, putting it and mixing it within the track is probably the hardest process of the production process. If it wasn't for that, it would for surely be just being creative and making things go chang chang, you know. So for some upcoming projects, I've just been working on myself lately, you know. Honestly, I did my remix back in July, but I'm working on my backlog, because, you know, I hate to like release a song and then not have anything to follow with it, and so I'm working on my backlog. I got some joints. I went back to America in July, and I heard some country music, and, you know, heard some good old redneck stuff that I'm used to, and that, like, you know, Devil Went Down to Georgia, like, you know, it played a real big influence on me. So I'm trying to work that in. I wanna keep it as, you know, as genuine as possible, and the genuine me happens to be a redneck. So you might hear some country music and some house music banging together, but that's gonna have the Toeknee Tee name on it. Yeah. Honestly, I don't use no plugins. No, I got one. It's called the DJM filter, and it's just a knob for, like, you know, making things easy. But I really don't believe in plugins, because plugins are for people who want something that's already made for them. Whereas I had an associate tell me that, you know, I use Logic, and they said Logic has everything you literally need in it. And so there's no point in having external plugins. So for me, I don't really, you know, I got my little filter knob, you know, just to cut out my highs and my lows on, you know, quick access. But other than that, I don't really twerk with plugins, so I don't think any of them are good for you. That's me, though. I think the dance scene right now is garbage, honestly, because, so, you know, you got a whole bunch of folks who stray away from music that's on the radio because it's labeled commercial, but then, like, you know, at the same time, everybody in the underground scene knows, you know, Divine Sounds, they know fucking Tool Room Records, or they know Defected Records, and so even though you're underground, you're still like mainstream, and so I don't get like the hate that's involved with mainstream versus like underground. And then on top of that, like, I think social media means way too much to the music scene, because, you know, the first thing you think about when somebody's like, oh, I'm having this DJ come, they go, they check out their page and they say, how many likes does this cat have? You know, I've been DJing for 3 years around the world, shawty, and I mean around the world, shawty, and like, there's no way in hell I can account to everybody in front of me copping a like. So I feel like the music scene is rather the music scene is rather pretentious. And it's more so about, like, you know, impressing folks instead of being about music and making folks shake that ass. Because, you know, that's what I'm about. You know, I don't care how many Facebook likes I have, but if I show up to your spot, I'll play some jams and everybody gets boogie, I'm happy. But maybe everybody doesn't care about that like I do. So if I'm not, you know, DJing or doing an event, I study engineering. I study mechatronics engineering in Germany. And yeah, man, I'm either thinking about music, or I'm studying for engineering, or I'm thinking about having a pretty tight party somewhere. I really do like the action of planning events, and so that's why it's not that, you know, big a deal to me. People see that as work, but for me, it's like, no, like, I'm gonna put people here and put people here, and this is gonna make a thing. So yeah, where do I see myself in 5 years? See, I'm 26 now. You add on 5, that's like 31. See, I'm kind of playing this life on a double roll, because I got my studies and then I got my music. You know, I'd wait till I want to graduate first before I make the decision, because I never want to just, you know, leave everything behind and wish what I could have accomplished. But I reckon after I graduate, you know, if my music is picking up like I need it to be, then I'll do music for the rest of my life. But if it's not, then, you know, and I'll just go do engineering for the rest of my life. So my next 5 years is kind of depending on, you know, what I do in the next 4 years, or excuse me, I graduate in 2. So yeah, like it's depending on what me and my brand are accompanied to in the next 2 years, basically. The funniest thing that ever happened to me at an event, damn, that's tough. Like, because all events are kind of stressful. But like, the funniest thing, you know, honestly, and you know, I'm not even making this up, it was probably last night when I fell asleep, and I woke up this morning and everybody was telling me about how I fell asleep in the shower room, because like, we had an after party at like 6 o'clock in the morning or so, and so for me to have fallen asleep between 6 and 8 was just like kind of ridiculous. But other than that, yeah, man, I don't really find any comedy out of my everything's pretty Gucci with me. And last but not least, like, she's out, shawty. The advice that I could give to y'all up and comers is like, you know, this is going to sound so, you know, nationalistic, but you need to have that American mentality of not giving up, because there's going to be folks who's going to say you can't make it. Like, I've literally been told from folks that I can't make it, it's not going to happen. But, you know, you need to just push on, because regardless of what everybody else is going to say, they just ain't trying as hard as you is trying. So if you want to make it, shawty, put everybody to the side and just do you. Just do what you gonna do and make that thing happen. Even if it ain't what everybody wants to hear, just do you, and what you do is gonna make shit happen. Straight up.
minister, putting on the pressure. Spouting all them lines, but your boy the high scepter. Trying to boss me in, but I'm busting out the canister. Not from Alabama, Jamie Lannister. Humble yet conceited, cause my style is unrepeated. Folks is begging to beat it, but it's hip hop, she need it. Wake up early in the morning, your boy Redneck, I go hunting, we ate it. Now take it back to Thailand, my favorite Irish man. Killing Sharon Beach, 3 shows near the sand. With them Swedish birds who was steady catching tan. Fuck for one drinks twas hard to stand, but that ain't stop me though. Swear kicking play club lobbies like a hobby though. Now I'm facing to the booth. It was nice to meet you, just flew in, ain't even